Hi Stampers! Today we're going to be making a little bookmark, which I think is so cute. I love this set. This is called C is for Cat, and there's also one for dog lovers. D is for dog. But I have two kitties, so I'm going to be making this one today. So I'll show you how to do it. It's real quick and easy. What we're going to start with is a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which is cut 7 inches long by 2 inches wide. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of, this is called Blushing Bride ribbon, and this is a poly ribbon. And what it does is it very easily you can fray this ribbon to get this nice little tassel effect. So you're going to, once you cut it, you usually have 1 or 2 little strands of ribbon that are strands of thread that are hanging out. You just gently pull those, and you just keep pulling until you get the desired amount of tassel at the bottom. So I'm going to go just a little bit more, and then once you're done pulling this, all you do is take your scissors and you cut off that thread. So now you've got this nice little effect on the bottom here. Okay? So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of Blushing Bride cardstock, and we're going to go ahead and make a little scallop edge border on it. And in order to do this, I've already cut this a fairly small size, or you can just use scraps. But in order to do this, in order to get it into your scallop border punch, what you can do is take a small piece of scrap paper, put a little adhesive on there, and this is the type of adhesive that is only a temporary fix. But then you can just stick that to your cardstock, and then when you feed it into your border punch, it'll feed in, and you can actually get it in real nice and tight and close. And I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but that's how it's going to feed in, like that. And then you'll go ahead and just punch that out. And then when you take this out, you'll actually get the piece out like this. There you go. So that way you don't have to try to manipulate it in there, and you can use small scraps to use with your border punches then. We're also going to be taking another piece of scrap paper, which is in the Concord Crush color, and we're going to do the same thing with that. So we'll just go ahead and attach it to our little piece of scrap paper, feed it into our border punch, and again you can kind of see where you're at here. We'll get rid of that piece, and it's going into the border punch, and then that way you can kind of line up your holes where you want them and go ahead and punch that out. So now you have this nice little border here, and this little adhesive just kind of rubs off, so you can just take that off. Okay, so that works out really nice. So then the next step we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and attach our ribbon to our designer series paper. So all we're going to use for that is just a little bit of snail adhesive that we're going to kind of just put on the back here and attach that down. And then I'm going to take the snail adhesive and go ahead and just run it down the center here, just so that it stays on our cardstock, or our designer paper I should say. We're going to just run that down the side. Okay, so now we've got this. Now we're going to attach our scallop border to the bottom here. Again, just using a little bit of snail runner. Okay, we'll trim the edge a little bit here. There we go. So now we've got that piece all finished. So now all we need to do is make our little sayings here. The C is for cat and our kitty. So we're going to go ahead and use, again, Whisper White cardstock. And again, this is just a scrap piece, and I'm using Concord Crush. And we're going to go ahead and stamp our little kitty from our C is for Cat. Get this nice and inked up here. And like I said, you can use any kind of stamp on this. It's just a nice, fast, easy way to do this project. And then we're also going to go ahead and stamp the C is for Cat on here while we've got the Whisper White cardstock here. And I love this stamp set only because it's got really pretty little embellishments on the letter itself. So that's right in the stamp. So I think that's so cute. Now the C is for cat, we're going to go ahead and punch out with our square punch, our 1 3/8 square punch. That one fits in there rather nicely. So we're going to go ahead and punch that out. Now the cat, however, isn't really going to fit in there quite as well, so we're going to go ahead and just hand cut this out. And I'm just cutting around the edge, just nice straight lines. You can also use your cutter, your paper cutter if you want to. That's probably close enough. And then we're going to go ahead and attach our little Concord Crush border to the top of our cat here. So I'll go ahead and do that with a little bit of snail adhesive again. Alright, and we'll just trim off this edge here. There we go. Okay, so now we've got those pieces completed. Now all we really have to do is kind of put this together. We're also using a small piece of, again, the designer series paper, but this time we're going to be using the Concord Crush for our background for our letter C is for cat. So we'll go ahead and get this cut here, and what we're going to use is we're actually going to use our other scallop punch, or our square punch, excuse me, which is the 1 1/4 inch. So now we can just join these two pieces together. With a little bit of snail. And they'll go like that. So there's your C is for cat. Now the only other thing we need to add here is a little bit of embellishment, because we always want a little bit of bling on there. So what we're going to be using is these glimmer brads, and these are actually come in all different colors, but I'm going to be using the in colors, which is, this is the little Concord Crush one, and it's a real sparkly little brad. I don't know how well you can tell, but it's a real pretty little brad. So we're going to just punch a small hole in here using a little handheld punch. Put our brad right through there and close up the sides, the insides. Open up our little arms there, or our little legs. There we go. Okay, so now you have your little glimmer brads. Just gives it a little sparkle. And then, of course, we can't not have something on our little kitty there, because that's a perfect spot to put something on his collar. So I'm going to go ahead and use one of the little rhinestone jewels here. Probably use the medium size one so we can really see it. And these have glue on the back, so all you have to do is basically just pull it off, and you can use a scissors if you want to, or some kind of clip, but you can also use your fingers on the bigger ones. The smaller ones are a little bit tougher. And that's all set. So now we're just going to assemble the rest of our bookmark. So all I'm going to do is use, again, some snail on the back of our designer series paper, and we'll start putting this together. Attach it to our Whisper White cardstock. And then to attach the kitty, I've used some Stampin' Dimensionals, which are these little pop dots here. Just to give it a little bit more height and dimension. We're going to go ahead and put our kitty right about here. There we go. And then the C is for cat will attach the same way using the dimensionals. And these work so great because you can just pop off these backing paper and just set it right down. And just attached our little C is for cat. And there you have it. A great, cute little bookmark, especially for those kitty lovers. Have a great day, Stampers. Bye-bye.